Well, hello, my good friends. My name is Larry Baronis, and I live here in Fort Worth, Texas. I thought I would come on and do a more personal Zoom and let you know a little bit about where you can find me. I've had a lot of people on Facebook wanting to know how do they get on my Zoom channel and what are the codes or the rules, and people can't find me on Instagram or Twitter, Facebook. Uh, well, first of all, on my YouTube channel, everything is listed below, right down there. Uh, so first of all, my YouTube channel, you can find me at Mr. Announcer.
Larry'sFountainPens.com.
Put that in Google it. Isn't that correct, Mr. Announcer?
No, put that in the address bar.
Scratch that. He said, put that in the address bar. And then you'll pull me up. Okay. So remember, that's for my YouTube channel. Now, for the codes for my YouTube channel, there is none, correct?
No.
None. So don't worry about that. All you got to do is just put the name in and it'll go right into it. So that's not a problem. Okay, so now let's talk about Facebook. I have two groups on Facebook and I've been there for a while. The first group is Larry's Fountain Pens. Now, when you want to join my fountain pen group, you need to answer the questions that are given before I let you in, or before someone that is helping me will let you in, like Frank Overman. He helps me watch over my sites. Okay. If you're having a problem and you don't see the questions, you can text Frank Overman on Messenger on Facebook, or myself on Facebook Messenger. Okay. Again, so you can see this really good here. Larry's Fountain Pens. Okay. There you go. Hope you can see that. Now, the bottom of that one is my second group, 222. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Pals. If you want to join that, just hit that join button, and I think there may be a questionnaire, is there? Could be.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. If there's a questionnaire on there, you just fill that out because it's helpful to everyone. And then you can enter the group. But let's go back, talk about a little bit of Larry's Fountain Pen Pals. There are a lot of them around. Yeah, I can understand the confusion and which one do you want to join, which one's the best for you. And it's always what's best for you, not what's best for me, but what fits you. That's what's important. All these are what fits you. I always have said, what's a better way to use the fountain pens, your paper and inks, than to write letters, get to know people from here in the States, all over the world. And through time, you will bond with these persons and get to know them. And that's really awesome. Then you become friends. I mean, I've had pen pals for 6, 7+ years. And this is so much personal than just getting on a computer and doing an everyday email. That's just plain ordinary vanilla. Yes, they come in handy for emergencies, but we're talking letters. So some people write Some people print. Whatever your fancy is. Okay, so we have two of my groups again on Facebook, Larry's Fountain Pens and Larry's Fountain Pen Pals, two of them. Now we're going to talk about Instagram. Yeah, this is one that I want to start mentioning and really get more involved in, doing more in, but you can't do a whole lot in some of these. Instagram, you can find me at Pen Guy 1949. And I'll just put that there. Okay, that's for Instagram. Okay. That's no biggie. Just you go to Instagram, put Pen Guy 1949. You see me and you can follow me, blah, blah, blah. Cool, cool. And my other one I have is Twitter. Now, this is how you're going to be able to pull me up on Twitter. Larry0711 at sbcglobal.net. Got it? sbcglobal.net or at Larry0711 SBCGL1. Hope you can make that out. Okay, there. I kind of messed up on some of it. I was in a hurry. Okay, so that's another one. And now, last but not least, I've started some months ago. It's called Larry's Fountain Pens Zoom Pen Hangout, correct?
Yes.
Now, with this one, you're going to have codes to get into my room. But this is awesome. I was thinking about doing something totally different, not your everyday kind of flavor, but I wanted to bring something to the pen community, something different, something that everyone can get involved in. So I came up with the Pen Zoom Hangout, which has really taken off. And I'm really so glad of it because it brings people together. Through this epidemic of this virus, and it's still going on today, people have been locked up in houses and can't go out and do much and can't get out in the pen community. Just now, the pen shows are starting to wake up and open up and come alive again. But I brought this out, and then people were really glad to get back into the pen community and see what's going on, to meet new people and make new friends and learn about pens and see new pens, favorite pens. And it doesn't matter if you have a super high-end pen, a medium level price pen, or a way low-end pen. I've got them from 99 cents on up. And like I've always said, it's all about what's under the hood. The heart of the pen is the nib, of course. For me, if that nib is scratchy, bleh, turn off. If it leaks, bleh, turn off. If it skips, bleh, turn off. I like a smooth, wet nib. That's my thing. Everybody's different. Since I review pens, my favorite nib is the medium. And then now it's starting to turn to a broad. But I do like some extra fine and fine nibs. I have found those to be very delightful, and really, they have satisfied my heart. One, because it's all about the nib, smooth and wet, smooth and wet. and I love smooth and wet. I like even fire hose type wetness nibs. That's just me. Some people can't stand it. But remember this, we all are different. We have different likes and dislikes. We have different opinions on everything, right? We're all not made the same. What a dull world this would be. So all I would ask you to say is respect others. Just because they like what they like, they shouldn't be knocked for that, and vice versa. I think the pen community could grow stronger and have more unity if they would pull together. Yes, we do have some cliques in there, like I think everybody else. Snobs, yeah, we have those. Yep, even to me, yep. Why? I don't know. Maybe the long hair, maybe because I act silly, goofy, I'm a nerd, whatever. But this is who I am. Now, uh, I want to bring on a friend of mine, and his name is Tony. And Tony and I are pen pals. And he's just now joining in because I wanted him to be with me when I did this video today. So welcome, Tony. How are you, sir?
Hey, Larry. I truly owe you a big apology. We had some car problems, and my brain got kind of sidetracked, and I didn't get a chance to remember. And plus, there's a thing called getting older. I kind of forgot. So
But that's okay. I've been going over, yeah, let me critique you. I've been going over my Facebook groups and how to find me and how to get in my Instagram and my Twitter group. So all that's already on here. I'm talking
Awesome.
right now on my Zoom. And then when I get done, you and I are going to be talking a little bit about what we do. Okay. So
We got frozen.
going back to my Zoom. So it's been really a lot of fun, and really with my buddy Tony on board, we have a blast on there. We talk about pens, papers, inks. And sometimes we just hang out because sometimes you just need to vent. Isn't that right, Tony?
That's right. Zooms are wonderful because Zoom meetings actually will actually give opportunity for people to actually meet and be part of one another, connect without physically getting together. And we've done that over the last couple of years because honestly, if you think about it, I never knew you before, other than the last 4 years since I've been in the fountain pen hobby. I never really got to know you except for your little reviews. I'd watch you and I'd say, man, I bet that's a guy that really loves fountain pens. That's a guy that really is real passionate about this hobby. And I always thought, boy, it'd be fun to meet Larry, and all of a sudden pandemic hits and Zoom meetings start becoming a real deal. And right before the pandemic, it's really this Zoom started up, a little before 2020. And I reached out to you because we became pen pals. And I said, hey, let's get together, Larry, on Zoom, and I'd love to be part of your deals. Now, I never dreamt I'd be, co-hosting some of these with you. And I'm honored to do that because you really don't need no co-host. You're good enough to fly solo, but I appreciate you involving me on these because honestly, like I said, on our very first interview, you interviewed me and you said, tell me about what's going on with you, Tony. And I said, really, I'm not an expert in fountain pens. I'm not an expert in ink or paper, but I love them all. And I love writing and ultimately, I'm not a reviewer. I don't think I could offer anything you guys don't already offer. So, I'm happy to be part of this little deal we do.
But now back to Tony. Really, Tony really helps him more than he knows. To be honest with you, I've got these health issues, and a lot of times my mind goes blank, and I have to secretly uh, message Tony. I said, Tony, help me. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh,
Yeah,
Tony,
well,
it's comes right on in. And besides that, Tony and I, well, Tony's still a musician. I'm a former musician that had to stop because of health and stuff. But, he's a rocker. I'm a rocker. We're all dedicated rockers.
Mhm.
But one thing we bond with, besides the music, we love our music, right? We love being on
Right,
stage. That's
right,
where our hearts are at, man. That's
right.
us. You know, it's fountain pen. Now,
Yeah,
Tony may tell you about he don't know this or that, but don't let him fool you.
yeah.
Tony knows his stuff. Tony knows
Well,
what he likes and he doesn't
yeah,
like. And that's his
yeah.
thing. If he
Mhm.
doesn't think it's worth it, it's not worth it to him. And I don't know if he's going to agree with me or not, but a pen is only worth as much as you think it's worth.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and a lot of us, are looking for deals, right, Tony?
right,
I
right, right,
don't have
right.
that kind of money in my
No,
pocket, or it wouldn't matter where I get my
uh,
pen.
people with money still looking for deals. Trust me. That's how they have money. But I agree with you 100%, Larry. 100%. And you know what? Everything in the marketplace is driven by what the people value it. It's supply and demand, and it's basic economics. If you could. I remember when I was selling cars, and they said, people would come up to me and go, oh, what about this? What do you think this truck is worth? Well, it worth much to me because I don't have a need for a truck. But you know what? I do have a need for a small car with good gas mileage. So that car is more valuable to me than a big truck with a big engine. So, a pen ultimately does one thing, and it's supposed to do one thing. It's supposed to write. And really, what differentiates one pen from another? There's not a lot of variations. I mean, yeah, they've got, there's a basic tubular. It's not going to be round in shape. It's going to be cigar shape, or it's going to be, that kind of thing. So what makes one more valuable than another? Well, it's really, well, there's one thing that makes it more valuable if it's been handmade, and like Heron does, or special materials like Visconti uses with the lava, but there's more craftsmanship, more artisan effort put into that. It's going to make it more costly. Now, whether it makes it more valuable to you, that's in your own eyes. That is whatever it's worth is what you're willing to pay for it. And yeah, some people pay. And well, let's face it, Larry. You talk to people that are not in the fountain pen hobby, and they ask you, what did you pay for that pen? And you say $500. What do they look at you like you just lost your mind?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially
So,
when you say $800 or $900, they
well,
really
or
lost
more,
their
or
mind.
more, or
Yeah,
more. So, yeah,
$1,000.
it's really funny because when I've not, I'm not a collector on the high end, like the $3, $4, $5,000 pens,
No,
but
and
I have spent, more than I probably, should have. But when I tell somebody that I spent, $1,500 on a pen, which is a lot of money, it's a
yeah,
lot of money, period. But I don't spend money on myself on anything else. I
yeah,
don't go out and
yeah,
buy extravagant clothes or whatever.
right.
I don't. So, they'll look at you like you must be an idiot to spend that kind of money. And what does it do? Does it do some? Yeah, it does. It makes me happy. That's what it does. It makes me happy, and it brings me joy to sit down and write. So it's the value is there for me, not for them, but for me.
Well, Tony, it's just like, all right, say for instance, Tony and I buy these pens, we spend 500, $1,000+
Yeah.
Well, it's really not any different than a man or woman going out and buying a nice diamond ring for three, four, five, 1,000, $1,500 and
Right.
plus. It's
Or
not
more.
any
Yeah.
different for buying a pair of shoes or a watch, or some type of jewelry necklace. Uh,
Hmm.
Ours are in pins. This is us. This is what we're made of. This is what our love and our passion is.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Yeah.
Tony's a lifesaver because really, you know, I found my perfect pen mate to come on with me, and I feel naked when he's not with me.
Oh
When
man.
when he's busy doing his thing,
Yeah.
then it's just me, and I'm like, oh wow, Tony's
No,
well, I'm gonna have to
yeah,
read this one.
you
Oh,
you never fail to knock it out of the park, though, even by yourself, Larry. You've done it way before I came along. I'm glad I'm able to help out, and I'm glad I'm able because I don't think I couldn't do it by myself. So, I'm glad you're there. You're my safety net, and if we're together. But the one thing that I do bring to your Zooms is I do a lot of this. I do a lot of talking. Sometimes I talk too much.
no, never,
And,
never.
well, I think the thing that obviously the best thing there is something to be said about silence and absorbing what's been said instead of just continually rambling. But at the same time, there's times when we'll have 15 or 20 people on the Zoom, and maybe because of their being timid or they don't feel like they have anything to offer, they'll just stare into the space, and we're watching them, waiting for somebody to do something, and so it doesn't get lag and get boring. I'll just jump in and say something. So will you. I mean, I know you sense that you want to get the action going again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I may stand on my head or may have my minions come on. I'll do something stupid.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm silly, I'm stupid, I'm a nerd. What else would you call me, Mr. Announcer?
Young at heart.
Young at heart.
Young at
Okay,
heart.
I'm old on the outside, but don't let that fool you inside. I'm a magnificent, awesome nut.
And I think your inside's made up of 75% Starbucks, but I might be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. Take all that money at Starbucks now, right? Right?
Well, hey, let's face it. You might talk to someone that doesn't drink coffee, and when they ask you, "What do you got in that cup?" and it'll cost you $6, $7 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, they tell me that. I get that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
same thing. It's the value to you.
yeah.
It's a market value.
And then I tell them, well, hey, dude, like, you get that really nice high price beer. What do you pay for that? Like, okay,
Yeah.
so that's your thing, So it's
Yeah.
all what you're about, what you like and you don't like. But I just said, we all like what we
Yeah,
like.
we like what we like. Well,
Yeah,
exactly.
we have likes and different likes, and that's who we are. So real quick, I want to show you now when you come to my Zoom Pen Hangout, which we're going to get back to in a second.
Yeah.
Here are the codes to get in. Can you see all that? Can you read them, Tony?
That's
Read
it.
them
Yeah,
out.
it's 802-508-7657 is the code to get into the room, and then the code to access the actual Zoom is 2 small c and the capitals HST and N.
Yeah. Now you need those to get in. The reason why
Yeah.
I'm doing this, I've had many people this week and a few last week that wanted to get in my Zoom, but they can't. How do you get in there? Well, if you were on my YouTube channel, it's posted on the bottom, and we always mention, these codes. So I thought, well, Tony and I need to do a special video so we can explain all this, hopefully make it clear so more people can be able to join. Now, don't forget the time zones are going to be different. I have a lot of folks from India, a lot of good, kind, loving people that I really care about in India that was saying that they either don't, the language barrier, it could be one thing, and they don't know how to get on. And so, that's what I was saying. I need to do something to help people, and same for my Twitter and my Instagram. So, I'm not on there a lot, but I need to be, and I'm going to try my best to be or put something on there from time to time. But back to the Zoom thing, I tried to get special guests to come on. And we've had special guests come on, really awesome people that you can actually meet and get to know, and you can ask them questions. Now, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So that's
you've done a great job.
Yeah.
You've done a great job getting people on there. You've had the Andersons on there. You've had a whole bunch of people. John Lane from Visconti. You've had a whole bunch of people on there, and
Hines,
that's Jim Hines, Heron,
Lena from Pen Boutique.
Yeah.
I've had, I think it's Todd from Ghost Spot Pens on here. I've got a list of the lady from Schneider Pens. You have to just check my videos, and you're going to see all of them. There's a bunch.
Yeah, and I want to remind the folks that when I go on Larry's Fountain Pen reviews or your Facebook page for Larry's Fountain Pens, I'll always post the day of or before the actual Zoom meetup, and I always put the codes in there, always. So this way they have them. And then when I go to make an invite on Facebook Messenger, I'll take all of my personal pen pals and friends that are in the hobby, and I'll send them a message with the codes and that we're meeting tonight at 6:30 Central. So we do have to, when you put a Facebook Mr. Announcer help you or whatever, when you do that on your Facebook page or Twitter page or Instagram, make sure that those codes are in there and the time. That helps out a lot, and I think you've done a pretty good job of that.
There are a lot of reviewers out here today, lots,
Yeah.
lots, and that's cool. But me, I, and I'm not Mr. It, because a lot of the reviewers are way smarter than me, but I wanted to bring something different to the table. I wanted to bring something that's not normal. I wanted to bring me, my personality, and put it in on a serious note when I do pens, because when I review a pen, I don't watch reviewers what they say about it. I do my own review first.
Right.
And how I do it, I do a mail call first. And
Right.
then after mail call, I do my own pen, and I want to check out the pen before I tell you my thoughts on it. It may take 3 days, a week, or 2 weeks, and I'm trying to figure out how the pen feels in my hand, how it writes, how that nib is, because that nib, the heart of the pen is so important. At least to me, it is. If that pen's not any good, I'm going to have a bad experience. I'm not going to have that fun that I get out of using a fountain pen. It's a high that you get. It's okay. So people will ask, well, I bought a is it urine
Urine.
urine that's an Indian, Chinese fountain pen, and they're like I don't know, you can get them like under $4, under $3, and they write really, really nice. So they say, well, what's wrong with this pen compared to uh, this Cochrane Durograph pen? Nothing. Just it may have more bells and whistles. The nibs are different because they're made in different countries: China, U.S., Germany, Japan. Right? They're all different. So that's what I see. So uh, let's go to India for a minute. India, for some reason, has got a bad rap on fountain pens. Uh, People have emailed me on a serious note and say, how can you recommend these pens from India? They're no good. Well, I don't know what pens you have or who you acquired them from, but the pens I get have really been really nice, and they're affordable. So I want to help India out by saying that the ones I review, they're good quality made pens. If I don't know the pen, if I don't know the maker, then I can't comment on the pen because I've never used their pens, right? So I asked dealers from India, Germany, China, Japan, anywhere in the world, if they want me to review their pens, please send me a pen. But please beware, I will give an honest review of what I think about the pen. And why is that? Because I'm not going to mislead anybody just because they sent me a pen, and say how good it is. Now, I'm not going to ruin my name and my reputation over that. And people say, well, you're doing that because you get free stuff. You don't know how much work there is to do when you do a review on my end. Anyway, it's just not open it up and just say, oh, here's a pen, write and talk about it and blah, blah, blah. No, I go through a much longer process. I've got to look up the history, do my homework like going to school, tell a little history about the pen, and then get to know the pen. It's a lot of work in there. It's harder than you think. So what's your input, Tony?
Well, I'll go back to when you first started it, and that you don't watch other. I don't watch all the reviewers, but that's what kind of got me down the rabbit hole. A guy named Matt Armstrong, a guy named Stephen Brown. That when I first started and bought my first pen, I didn't know nothing about fountain pens. I didn't know that there were even people that did reviews. Then I saw one. I thought, oh, that looks shiny. And this guy says it's good. I'm going to buy it. And that's how I started buying based on these reviewers' opinions of these pens. And so that's how I first started doing it. So I thought, well, there's value in some other person's opinion, whether it's good or bad, that has experience with fountain pens. Then I ran across you afterwards. Later on, I found out about Larry's fountain pen. And to be honest with you, you were about as different from all these other reviewers but what the difference was I saw in Larry Baronis, I saw not a slick production. There you go. I didn't see a slick production. I saw you sitting at a roll top desk or a desk with a one of those machine lights for, that you use when you do auto work. And it was like shining down on your desk, and you would take your your blade, you called it old blue, and you cut open the package.
Yeah.
And it might have been some kind of a cheap Jinhao pen or whatever.
Right.
But I saw you light up like it was Christmas time, and you were a 10-year-old, and you just got your first bike. So I saw the passion and the love that you had. That's where you're different from a lot of other reviewers. Now, I don't want to sit here and say I don't like those other reviewers.
Yeah.
But they have their own thing.